What is up, the YouTube? My name is Miles Page and I'm here to give you a little insight on a pedal board that I'm building. So welcome to stage 2 of my custom pedal board build. Well, haven't I got a lot to tell you? So much to share, a lot to catch up on. But first things first, I thought I'd let you know that I'm currently up in the barn in the studio and it's approximately minus 34.4 Fahrenheit degrees Celsius. Approximately. There's no real insulation and there's no heating up here. So why am I doing this? Well, it's cool to hang out and it's cool to talk about the pressing issues and the real matters on life, such as this pedal board that I'm building. So, in case you didn't see the first video, there'll be a link below in the description and you can check that out. But just to really quickly summarise, I specified that I'd be building a custom pedal board, sort of a medium-sized pedal board, and I'd be building it out of aluminium. And I was going to take you through the entire process. I've come back to you a week later and I've got something to show you. And here we are now. It's been a long week of learning how to weld, but I finally got my technique to a good level. Or to a point where I'm happy with. So let's dive straight into stage 2 of this custom pedal board build.
Stage 2.
Weld that baby up.
So I'm certainly no master welder, that's for true. I honestly thought that it would be a couple of hours of practice and then I'd dive straight in and do this. This actually is probably, I didn't go anywhere near these pieces until I'd done about 20 hours of welding. Like, it was ridiculous. I was literally doing some crazy, horrible things to pieces of metal that should be illegal. But I promised that I'd do the welding myself, and so I have. Just to give you all the information I can about the process, I was doing TIG welding, which is essentially a welding gun with a filament inside it that is controlled by a pedal. You control the heat on a pedal, and then if necessary you have another piece of aluminium filler rod that you can feed in as so when necessary. My first welding attempt was just putting two pieces of metal together and welding the edge. It looked a little bit like this. Then it got a bit better, then it got a bit worse, and then we kind of ended up at something that sort of resembled some kind of welding. It really is like riding a horse. It really is like riding a bike, and I think you keep going for a while and then all of a sudden it kind of clicks and you kind of know what you're doing and you know what you're doing wrong, and I think that's the most important thing, when you realise what you're doing wrong and how to correct it. Anyway, I've compiled a couple of videos of the process, but I'm just going to talk over them. You know, just like family holiday photos and videos. You know, those things that you really don't like to do, but you kind of have to do anyway. Yeah, that's what we're going to do now. How cool is that? So, before welding, a cup of tea is recommended. This is a custom cup of tea, which I'll do a tutorial video on at some point, on how you can make a custom cup of tea yourself. I'll do that in the future. Okay, here I am doing some filing. Good old past Miles. And all I'm doing here is I'm taking off the edges of my the angled edges around the outer frame. So this essentially means that when I place the two pieces together for welding, there's not a right angle. They're actually 45-degree angles that I'm welding together. I haven't really explained that very well, but it helps. And this is me holding up to the camera like you can actually see what I've done. Yeah, nice one, mate. And here he is, king of the castle, king of the weld shop. Still wearing his crown. Oh yeah. Anyway, onto that welding. Now here I am using a nifty little vise which holds the outer pieces of the board in line and together and acts as a heatsink. So once you've lined them up correctly, all you do is the one edge, and then it's just a case of flipping it over and repeating it until you've done 8 welds, and you've kind of got a frame assembled. And there I am. That's the final weld out of this process. Then what I did is I whacked the frame in a conventional vise and went around the outer edges. So I've got feeder rod here, but I didn't actually need it in this situation. It's more of a precaution, and just because of the way that the edges are aligned, they weld together quite nicely. That's Uncle Steve with the supervision there. And there we go, that's me doing the inside of the frames as well. In this case, due to the dissipation of the heat across multiple surfaces, I actually had to apply a lot more heat and a fair bit more feeder rod. And that's about it. So that's probably enough welding for now. And you've probably heard enough welding for now. So conveniently, I have actually marked the dimensions onto the board for you, for your pleasure and leisure. So this is the bottom, obviously, and this is the top, and this is a typo, believe it or not. Or is it a typo? Anyway, so what I decided to do is go for a slightly shorter distance between here to here. So as you can see, 100mm distance from the far edge to the far edge, and 110 here. So this basically means that my more essential pedals, like a boost, that I might need to hit on a couple of times during a song or something, that can fit quite nicely here, as the 1590A boosts that I have are a bit smaller. But my taller pedals, perhaps a tuner or something, that'll fit here nicely. And it, you know, I probably won't. It depends really. Tuner isn't a great sound effect in my opinion, so probably won't need it that much. So once I'd committed on that, marked it out, and I literally just welded them up as per usual. So then what I did is, you can see here perhaps some shiny bits. This was just a case of getting an angle grinder and gently getting rid of any surplus weld that wasn't necessary. And that's pretty much how we got to where we are now. And you know, that's you know, it's getting there, isn't it? You know, and perhaps some might stop at this point and say I've got a pedal wall, but no, we don't do that. We ain't done. We're not done. We're gonna keep going because I want a power supply underneath this board. The reason I don't want it on top is because it's not a pedal and it doesn't make cool noises and it doesn't look pretty. So it's going underneath. The particular power supply I'm going to use is it's actually pretty old now, but it's got plenty of outlets. It's pretty quiet in operation, and actually it was only 25 quid. And so in the next video, I'm gonna look at some of the dimensions of that power supply, and I'm gonna work out a way of how to fit it underneath. So I'll be installing probably some rails at the back here, boost it up a little bit so we'll get a bit of an angle. That'd be nice. I think that would be pretty. So of course, as before, I'll video the whole thing and I'll share with you the techniques that I do, and give you as much information as possible about the build that I'm doing. I'm also going to discuss in the next video some painting, some treatments of your aluminium, and I've also got myself a lava cables tightrope kit, which, if you're unfamiliar with, it's essentially a set of patch cables that you make up yourself, and they've got very low profile heads, which means that if you've got two pedals, which conveniently I do here, and you might want to put them on your pedal board, you'll need some way of connecting them, so you might use a jack patch cable, but the lava cables tightrope kit offer a much smaller profile head, meaning that you can get the two pedals much closer together, not like this where there's quite a lot of space. Get them a lot closer together and you can get a lot more on your board, and space is good. Space is good. So I'll do a complete review of the lava cable. I'll be doing a complete review of the lava cable. So I'll be reviewing the whole process of building up the lava cables and just talking about that, and I'll probably speed up the process as well, because you probably don't want to watch me building all the cables, you know. Anyway, that'll all be coming up in stage 3 of this mini series that I'm doing, and that'll be coming very soon. In the meantime, any questions, just drop them in the comment section below, and yeah, if you want to stay informed, if you want to keep up to date on my progress, well, just tickle that little subscribe button. And just before I go, I just wanted to say thank you for the massive collection of comments on my last videos. At one point, it peaked at a total of 2 comments, which I took a day off work to actually respond to some of the comments. I was completely snowed under. Anyway, one particular one made a very specific request, and I am one to deliver. So I have just the perfect tool. The request was for more cowbell, and here it is. Anyway, thank you for your valuable time. It's been a blast. My name is Miles Page. I'll see you next time. Au revoir. Au revoir.